and welcome back to my channel, Good Effort Meg. Today, we thought we would tell you guys a little bit about why we decided to pursue engineering in college and in our careers. And in a later video, we'll talk about maybe a little bit, I don't know if we will, what we do now, I don't know. But at least we can talk about why we both wanted engineering. So we're both different engineering disciplines. And so we just kind of wanted to explain why we got there.
Why did we get there, honey?
I guess I'll talk about like why I chose engineering in general first. I grew up with parents that we were taught essentially that if something breaks, you should at least try to fix it the first time so you'll know the value of what you're paying for with like a serviceman or a mechanic or something. And so from a very early age, I just really enjoyed problem solving and tinkering. And those were like the two things that I was like, wow, this is really fun. So I loved like Hot Wheel tracks and like Connects and Legos.
Hey Dad, can I get some Lincoln Logs?
I really enjoyed playing with them and like making really cool stuff. My grandfather, he was a mechanic. My dad has always been pretty talented with like cars and power tools and stuff, so I kind of grew up around that kind of stuff and I loved it. Then when I was like school age in like elementary school and stuff, I wasn't very good at reading comprehension. I was not a very good speller. I'm still not a very good speller.
I was gonna say, what's the was here?
And I just really enjoyed math and science. Math and science like just clicked with my brain because math was like, I didn't need to know how many apples so-and-so had. I could just be like, let's do calculus.
Wait. So you're telling me like if we did that riddle, like, hey, I have 6 apples and I give you 2. How many do you have?
I have 2. Good.
Not 4. Because you have 2.
Yeah, you had 6.
Yeah.
And you gave me 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. But I had really amazing teachers that helped me strengthen my skill set in math and science. And it wasn't anything where like my parents like pushed me one way. My sister is an English major and she's an incredible writer. She's the only reason I got through English and philosophy in college. For real. So this isn't one of those situations where my parents were like, be an engineer. Once I got old enough to like kind of start thinking about what I wanted to do with my life, I was like, I really like working with my hands and I like fixing things and I really like patterns and I'm really good at identifying patterns. And so I was like, I guess I'll try engineering.
Yeah, because that's what normal kids do.
I mean, before I picked that, I wanted to be a marine biologist. And then I learned you had to dissect animals. And that made me really sad. And I'm very queasy as a human.
Ooh.
So I opted out of the marine
so
biology.
wait. So, okay, for me, biology, the last bio class I had was 9th grade.
Yeah.
We did a frog.
Yeah, I opted out.
You opted out?
Yeah, we had partners. You could opt out and be the person to like write the report. So I wrote the report.
How could you write a report about something you didn't do?
I mean, I was there and I watched it, but I didn't do it.
So what, you covered your eyes at the entire part, or?
Basically, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was pretty terrible.
My frog was pregnant. It had all the little frog eggs.
That makes me sad.
So, okay, so you opted out of bio. You realized you were queasy.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so what? At middle school, did you start taking classwork that was engineering related, or was that not till like high school?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember anything about middle school. It was pretty tough years, so I kind of blacked out and just kind of removed that part of my life from my brain. I think middle school was tough for a lot of people.
We were all awkward, it's fine.
I know. Yeah, high school, I mean, even elementary school, like my 5th grade teacher and my 4th grade teacher were like the first teachers that I remember like initially being like, oh, you can do this. Like, here's science, here's math. Like before that, because I was struggling with like reading and spelling before that, like I had teachers that were like, oh, you're gonna have to like go in these remedial courses and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it made me feel not smart. And then when I had a teacher that was like, oh, she has a knack for this and just not this other stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all remember in English class when you had to do those little grammar trees. You had to identify, like, your adverbs and your adjectives.
The subject and the predicate.
I hated those. I was like, I don't care. It was terrible. When the alphabet was introduced in math, like, most people got really freaked out. I remember being so excited. I was like, yes.
That might be the most unique thing you've said in 2022.
Also, I loved, did you have to do proofs in geometry?
Yeah.
I loved writing proofs.
Yeah.
I loved proofs. So silly.
Like, well, oh gosh.
It was like writing a recipe for math.
I'm trying to remember, that was 9th grade too, for me. At least we had geometry on our math track. That was 9th grade for us. What was it, Pythagorean theorem? That was a proof.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you had to prove that. The area of a triangle.
Congruent angles. And how is learning proofs applicable to your life today?
I'm really good at writing procedures.
Great.
But I still have fond memories of doing that. And my friends being like, what the heck is wrong with you? And me being like, I don't know. It's just like, it was so formulaic. It was so nice. Well, so like, why did you pick engineering as like a general, like not your specific discipline, but like, why did you?
As our good friend Eric might say, because he lived in Boston, that kid's wicked smart.
Oh my God.
No, I mean from what, maybe probably 2nd or 3rd grade, that's like when we start doing fractions and times tables and stuff.
Yeah.
Even before that, I mean, you've told me about it, Number Cruncher. The old game with
Y'all remember that game?
Full circle back to frogs.
That game was so fun.
Number Cruncher was like you had to do the correct answer to the math equation to like hop across the.
Or it would give you a number at the top, and you had to choose the equations that equaled that solution.
Yeah,
it was like I think it was like a 9x8 grid or something like that.
We're gonna find that, and we're gonna put it.
I'll put it like
right here.
A screenshot of that game.
Yeah. I mean, I remember doing that. I have memories kindergarten, 1st grade. Shout out to my teacher, Miss Milano. What up?
Of doing times tables?
No, Number Cruncher.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't do times tables.
No, it was as soon as you walked in the door, there was a computer on the right with it was just a 1-seat desk. And I remember Number Cruncher.
Was that back at like the big fat computers?
That was the big boy.
With a round mouse, and it had the tiniest little clicker.
Yeah. I don't even know if I used the mouse or if I think we just needed the arrows. I don't know. I remember the game, now I kind of want to play it. But I guess that's my origin story. That's 2 things about frogs today.
But you didn't actually answer the question. Like, no. Why did you pick engineering?
But okay, so that was the first part, like kind of math is a strong suit for me.
Mm-hmm.
And through middle school, we got to an engineering camp through a local community college. It was offered. Middle school, we get to, as a local community college, they put on an engineering camp. I think the first year I went was 7th grade, maybe 6th. They had just different levels for, I think the camp went up through, I want to say, junior year of high school that it was offered. So, as you went through the camp each summer, you get more and more advanced techniques. So I want to say 6th or 7th grade, we were doing like West Point bridge design. And, as we've talked about.
With like the popsicle sticks, right?
Kind of, but it was on the computer. It had you could choose the material. You had to set, within a set.
You were already doing CAD design in middle school?
No. This is West Point bridge design. There was you had to build the type of bridge. We learned about types of bridges. We learned about compressive, tensile strengths, and cost of materials. So it was very rudimentary, hey, let's learn some of these concepts. And many a time, the van that drove across, or the truck, went boom, boom, boom down to the river because we made the very, very cheap, I think it was aluminum was the cheapest option you could do. Aluminum hollow tubes.
Oh my god.
There were some bridges, though, that you could do it and you could pull it off. Others, not so much. And then I remember...
driving across a bridge you designed.
You didn't do West Point Bridge Design?
No.
Oh my gosh, we had elite programs.
We had... So I also went to engineering camps that were offered by our local university. It was just like a summer program that they put on. We did like, you would design like a paper airplane and like how far could your paper airplane go?
Well, yeah, we did some of those too. We did like...
I don't think we did any like computer stuff really. We did a lot of like craft stuff with like our hands. And it was really just like proof of concepts, less like they would give us the foundational information and then they'd be like, now make yours better. Like I think one of them, you might have done this one where you have like literally just paper, I think, and it's like you have to build a tower as high as you can that would like hold a book or something.
I mean, there's a lot of those typical ones. We did, even in college, some of our... Oh no, it was an engineering society, that's what it was. And one of the like kind of icebreakers was the spaghetti and marshmallow like tower that you could build as high as you could, but, you know, just using spaghetti and marshmallows. Yeah. And then another, like you said, the paper one, all kinds of like engineering feats. But we had some good computer stuff too. I remember 6th, 7th grade, we had an awesome tech ed teacher.
Nice. He
used to start, we would get like a pre-class brief, and then he would say, kick the tires and light the fires, because he was a pilot. That was like his send-off, and we would go do our thing. We did Connects, we did Lego robots where we programmed to like follow a line, do different tasks. We did Incredible Machines, great original game. Very bad graphics. Fantastic engineering. It was like the Rube Goldberg machines. Yeah. Oh, we did, because he was a pilot, we did Windows Flight Simulator.
Oh yeah, I did a lot.
Flying like the old Cessnas. Where did you fly? Into the ground.
Or my wing would clip the side of a building. For perspective, y'all, he is the only person I know that actually played Roller Coaster Tycoon like how it's supposed to be played.
You can borrow money from the bank and fund all of your projects and actually finish them instead of launching people into the lake.
Hold on. So if the most of y'all out there are like me, Roller Coaster Tycoon was a fun way that you could build your own roller coasters and figure out how far you could launch your guests into the air.
No.
And you would trap them into like a little like endless circle because they would never walk off the path. And we got Roller Coaster Tycoon like a couple months ago on the iPad. I was watching him play and I'm like, what are you doing? I didn't even know you could get bank loans in that game.
You can make bank loans. You can charge for people going to the bathroom. 10 cents, people will pay it. Trust me. And then you can set the janitors to go clean the paths.
We're getting off topic. So that's how you got into engineering.
I mean, that's kind of the start. Yeah, I'd say the engineering camp is really what forged that path ahead. Now, specifically, I went into nuclear. She went into electrical engineering. From that camp, from nuclear, we partnered with a local company, decently sized, relevant in the nuclear industry. We got to use some of their training equipment. And so I remember being on top of a pretend reactor and getting to pull up a fuel assembly. Once again, a pretend fuel assembly.
It's all a model for getting you guys motivated into going into the
Correct.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see, the precision that they did everything with, and just some of the personalities. We got to see kind of an old control room for a commercial power plant, which was nuts. If you're kind of, I think you would get super overwhelmed because there's so many buttons and lights.
Them all.
yeah. You would just be, hey, we have a casualty. All right. I mean, it's a massive room. If you see some of the, the old nuclear control rooms, maybe you look at 3 Mile Island or something like that. It's pretty wild. So that kind of fascinated me originally, and then as I was exiting my high school career, I was looking at engineering programs, and nuclear engineering was on the bill. So. Went after that. How about you?
Mine's a lot more existential.
Whoa.
So like Anthony said, I went into electrical engineering, and if you watched my previous video about my dumpster finds, you'll kind of see where it started, I guess. We both are of the age that we're like the last age that knows what it was like to grow up without having a smartphone. I did not get a smartphone until I was in college. Before that, I just had a flip phone, which I didn't even get a cell phone until I think my junior year of high school. And that was because I got my license and my parents were like, we don't want you driving without a phone. But basically, when I knew I wanted to go into engineering, because I had this picture of what engineering was in my head, I needed to select a discipline. Mechanical engineering seemed really cool, but it just seemed like kind of stuff that you could learn on your own. It seemed very...
Are you calling them basic?
No.
Oh, there's a grin there.
There's a lot of really complex concepts that I've learned since like going into a career into engineering that I didn't know were part of mechanical engineering. But like at the time when I was like looking at the different disciplines, mechanical engineering just seemed like I can just like read this in a book and learn it, and that just didn't seem challenging enough for me. But it was not a decision where I was like looking down on other disciplines. It was just I was personally looking for like a challenge. Like when I really started thinking about like cell phones and kind of where they were going, and like even iPods at the time, like the classic iPods, like just the concept of being able to talk to anybody anywhere in the world and not having a cable connected between the two of y'all just like blew my mind. And I was like, that's like an incredibly advanced technology that human beings have created. I think we definitely take it for granted. I just really, at that time, I was like, you know what? I have no conceptual understanding of how electricity works. I have no idea like how even a light bulb worked. Like it just, I think LEDs were just starting to get popular as well when we were in college.
Check that timeline.
Yeah, no, I mean, like they were still really expensive. Yeah, just all of that. So like technology, like computers, all of that was just like stuff that I knew I was not going to be able to figure out necessarily on my own. I just was like, I guess electrical engineering makes sense. I also liked video games. And so I was like, who knows? Maybe I'll turn into a programmer and like make video games.
You hate programming.
I hate programming. I'm terrible at programming. It's basically like the coolness of working on a computer with like the misery of being in English class and having to learn a new language. But yeah, so that's really like why I selected electrical engineering. It was really just, I thought, you know, where we were going as a human race at the time was incredible. I thought, you know, satellite communications, satellite phones, antenna design, radar design, all of that. I was like, this is freaking amazing. Like, I know it sounds like the nerdiest thing I've said in a long time, but it's just like...
Oh, you are a nerd.
I know. That's essentially how I selected electrical engineering. I will say, I do not regret it in the least bit. It was very difficult. A lot of my friends in college were not engineering majors, so I did give up a lot of that social time to study because I'm not like him. I don't have a semi-photographic memory. You know, kind of two different, I guess, sides of the coin. It's like y'all have seen me and like kind of how I interact. I'm not like some wicked, brilliant prodigy or anything like that.
Neither am I.
No, but just like, I feel like some people think that's what engineers are. And I just am showing you like, I'm a normal person. I think one of the most challenging things, like learning how to be myself in that field, I think.
In what way?
Because there wasn't a whole lot of people that looked like me in electrical engineering, let alone engineering.
Can confirm.
I think there were 5 women in my class for the entire electrical engineering college.
Even nuclear was the same. We had probably less than 10 in our classes out of just about 100.
Yeah.
In my graduating class.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about those challenges or?
We'll save that for another
Teaser! Well, then why are you sharing?
Well, I really just wanted to share because it's better now than it was, but I think there are still people out there that don't think that they're capable of doing something like this, like engineering or whatever it is that you think you're not smart enough or you don't look like the right type of person to do it. Just do it. If you're willing to put in the work and the time and effort that it takes, you might find something that you really love. And for the most part, I'm not as scared of electricity as your average person. I respect it. There's a difference. But I'm not scared of it.
Sparky?
Yeah, it's not magic.
No, it's magic. What about nuclear engineering? That's magic.
Yeah, that's magic. I mean, that's why I wanted to share why I went into engineering and why I particularly went into electrical engineering. It was strictly because I thought something was interesting and I just wanted to learn more about it, and I figured if I could make a career out of it, why not? Why did you want to share?
I'm going to take a different perspective here. After having gone through college, just my opinion, this is full disclaimer, my opinion of where I think we're headed. I think we're going to see a shift back to trades and hands-on labor, skilled laborers. I'm not going to discourage anybody from one way or the other, but I think there's value in going to college and getting an engineering degree. It opened a lot of doors, so I think that is probably why I want to share most of going through that. You have no clue how many people you're going to meet, the connections you'll make, and where it could lead to maybe change careers down the road. Or, an opportunity comes up, hey, I got this engineering gig in California. Okay, yeah, let me think about it. But yeah, I think just having those possibilities. The engineering world is very broad, so.
And it's a good conversation starter. So.
It's true.
Yeah, and I will say in the field too, off of your point about going like a shift into trades, we both had to work with mechanics and electricians, which are considered trades. Let me tell you, I am being 100% honest when I say some of the smartest people that I have come across in my entire career were people that did not have college degrees.
That is the point. Yes.
Granted, everybody has their part to play in any field. I learned most of my hands-on stuff from shadowing electricians and mechanics. Those people are insanely smart and crafty. But I've also, on the flip side, met insanely smart engineers who there's been times where I've walked in a room and I'm like, I don't need to be here. So
silly old May.
Over here. But yeah, so I think it's both sides of the spectrum. I hope that this video was insightful and encouraging. You see two very different personalities sitting in front of you who both got through engineering school, who both chose engineering for different reasons.
So I've been told to be profound to wrap this up. There's nothing profound. Engineering, I think engineering blends so many personalities together, so many backgrounds. And like I said before, it opens so many doors. And I don't regret an ounce of what I did to get where I am today. It's afforded a lot of opportunities, and thank you to a lot of people. That list could go for a while.
Oh my God, yeah. Teachers, professors, friends, coworkers.
Yeah. Family.
You.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for joining our TED Talk. This doesn't count, but it's good enough. Good effort, right?
TED right here.
Good. No, you put good effort, because that's what we're about. We almost made it.
We're still efforting in life.
We're
just here to encourage you to do the same. You can do it. We're cheering you on. Well, I think we'll just leave it here, and we'll see you guys in the next video. And again, please consider subscribing. Again, that helps me reach a larger audience. Let us know down in the comments if y'all have any specific questions about our path in engineering, and if there's another topic y'all would like us to discuss. So we hope you guys have a good rest of your day or evening or whatever time it is, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Bye.